Once again, it's your boy Dilly D with another Manchester United career mode. We are about to start season 2. So, with that said, we're gonna look at the manager objectives for this season. I'll try my very best to complete what I need to complete this season. As we look at the financial department here, we have nothing to accomplish this season. Domestic success, of course, winning the Premier League is always a must for Manchester United. And this time around, we'll try our very best to win the FA Cup if that's something that I think that's something we should fight for this season. We're knocked out in the round of 16 last season. That was very, very disappointing. Same as the Carabao Cup, so we'll try and win even more trophies this season. Continental success. We did win the Champions League last season. It was one of our long-term goals to do. We managed to accomplish that in our first season. As you can see here, short-term. This season it is classified as a short term, so I guess the board wants us to win the Champions League once again. We'll try and make sure that we do that. Brand exposure, we still have our long-term goal of 334 mil to complete. We are only at 68% right now, so I think this season we can accomplish that this season and have one season extra. The youth department here, we failed to accomplish anything in this department last season, so I'll try my very best to sign at least one youth player to the senior team in the same season. They are scouted, play them in 5 matches, either as part of the starting 11 or coming in as a substitution. So I'll try and do that. And then our second objective here is to sign at least 2 players younger than 20 years old with potential greater than the average overall rating of the players currently in the same position. So I think that's just for us to sign at least 2 players this season under the age of 20 that have a really good potential to be superstars. Now that's done with the manager objectives for this season. We kick off the season with a manager rating of 90. Hopefully this season we can make it maybe 94 or something higher than that. Let's look at the transfers now. Before looking at the transfers, we do have 235 million to spend. I think we can adjust this to whatever we want depending on how many players we're gonna sign. I'm looking to sign at least 3 players the most. Somebody suggested to me that I need to sign a really, really world-class defender. If you guys have any suggestions as to who should I sign as the central defender that is world-class, please let me know in the comment section so that I can try and make that happen. But for my selection for this season, since we have to do at least one more season of Manchester United career mode, I would like to bring in Paulo Dybala and Dembele into the team. Those are my first two most signings that I would like to do. And then after that, we just need probably a right back to replace Valencia. We're gonna be selling Valencia. Maybe we might keep him, maybe we might sell him. I have no idea, depending on how the season goes and the signings and the money that we have to do to complete all of our signings. As you can see here, we're just gonna leave this here. I don't want to adjust it as of yet. Now looking at the transfer hub here, as you can see, I do have Dembele, Griezmann. I don't think I don't think I'm gonna sign him this season. But I do want to sign Paulo Dybala. He's 24. He can play as a cam and as a striker as well. I think King Zlatan, it is time for him to find greener pastures. I would like to sign somebody else. I'd like to use somebody else in that position other than Zlatan. So I would like to try Paulo Dybala. He has no release clause, and you can see here it says we might have to offer between 128 and 193 million. That's pretty much taking all of our budget to use this season. And then we look at the Dembele here. He has a release clause of 79 million. maybe we try and negotiate this one. I'll try and negotiate both, just to make sure like we don't really pay full price for these players. For Paulo Dybala, he says this team will not sell this player, but we can negotiate with him directly if we pay his release clause. I don't really think I'm going to pay the release clause, but always for now, let's just delegate this and see. As you can see, the club recently acquired the player soon as they are looking to acquire this. So I think for Dembele, we might just need to pay the release clause in order to sign him. That's like 79 million off our books right there. So I don't know how much money can will that be? Will he make available to buy Paulo Dybala? Really, I have no idea. I think we really need to do sell a couple players for us to do that. Maybe two or three players to replace, to be replaced by Paulo Dybala. But for now, let's just delegate this and see how much. I think in the next video we'll see how much Juventus might want to sell Paulo Dybala for instead of paying the whole 193 million. I'm just going to offer something like 158, just to be, no, maybe 150, just to be in the more like in the middle. I might be overpaying for this. I might not be. I will just have to see what Juventus has to say about this offer that I propose. I think my assistant is going to negotiate that. As you can see, it says the assistant is currently negotiating with Juventus. He will get back to you once he has reached an agreement. So this might take a couple of days or a couple of weeks. I have no idea. But for Dembele, I think I have to wait. I'm gonna wait to see how much Paulo Dybala is gonna cost us, and before we can try anything with Dembele. I think Griezmann and Icardi can just I think we just need to remove these guys from the list. I don't think they really cut it. So these are my top two signings that I need to do this season. If you have a suggestion as to whom would you like me to sign as a right back, please write it in the comment section so that I can take a look at it. Because right now I have no idea who is good playing as a right back and who's not. So any suggestion will be much welcome. As you can see here, Juventus has agreed to sell Paulo Dybala for a cool 150 million. I was right on the dot with this one. I probably overpaid, but I think it's worth it to pay this much money. He's 91 rated at this point, so I'm not even gonna argue with this price. I'm just going to accept the offer and start negotiating with Paulo Dybala here. Let's see if we can make this signing already. I thought a good place to start would be to discuss the role at the club. It's probably wanting something like a crucial role, so I'm just going to offer that. It's 91 rated. There's no way he can accept anything less than that. The given the kind of squad, I can promise he will be the first name on the team sheet. Probably not. Probably not. The length of the contract, they are prepared to sign a 4-year contract. I think I'll be way long gone by then. So I am going to accept this. Let's see here. Coming to the wages of Paulo Dybala, they don't want to add a release clause in this one, so I'm not looking to add a release clause either. So let's get this over with real quick. Whoa! Look at that. He wants a 370,000 per week with a signing bonus of a 4 million. After 5 goals, he wants 2 more million on top of it. Um, I don't know. Can I try and negotiate this? Maybe not. I am just going to accept it and welcome Paulo Dybala to the team. As you can see right there, he has accepted. Maybe we might need to change his number. Um, maybe number. I don't know who's wearing number 10 right now in the squad, so probably gonna give him number 10. But with that said, this is our first signing of the season. I'm not even sure how much money we have at this point. So let's look at here. Let's come here and look at our financial. What the hell am I doing? Whoa, we only have 80 million to spend. That's enough to buy uh Dembele. But we need to sell. I think we need to sell first before we can do that. Let's fast forward here. Maybe we can manage to sell a couple players before the Arsenal game. But we have signed a really, really good player here, Paulo Dybala. Let's get it. A loan move here for Fosu Mensah. We're going to accept this one. He can go on loan. Probably it's not gonna feature in any of my games anyways. So let's just accept this offer to Everton, and then he can deal with that. A transfer offer here for Marcus Rojo. I don't think we're gonna be accepting this one. Marcus Rojo is probably one of our best defenders. Now counting Eric Bay, but since I'm not really looking to bring in a central defender. I think I have enough. They are good enough to compete. I'm looking to bring in a right back if it's possible. Right now, we only have Valencia. A transfer offer here for Luke Shaw from Bayern Munich. Of course, I'm going to reject this. We did buy David Alaba from Bayern Munich. I think they're just trying to replace that. They're only offering 19 million. That's way above his worth, but I do need Luke Shaw this season. At least two left backs will be really, really good for us. A transfer offer for here for Matic. He's 31 years of age at this point. I have no idea if I should consider selling Matic at this point. Um, I really have no idea. I really have no idea. Um, I might have to sell Matic here. Let's let's look at the squad hub here and see how many central midfielders I have before we can offer to. We have Fabinho, we have Ander Herrera is 28, and we have Saul. So that's one, two, three, four with Paul Pogba. Um, I don't think there's room to sell Matic at this point. I don't think there's room to sell Matic at this point. So with that said, we're gonna be rejecting this offer for now, and let's see, Jesse Lingard, can he go on loan? I think he can use some loan time. He's 80 rated, and I do have Pereira back from loan. So I would like to use Pereira this time around, so I can send Jesse Lingard on loan. Maybe he can come back even stronger next season. Let's continue here. A transfer offer for Rashford here from Chelsea. I don't know what the Chelsea board is smoking to even try and trying to lower Rashford to Chelsea. I don't get it. Like, why even make the offer? We're gonna reject that, of course. Rashford is not going anywhere. Transfer offer here for David Alaba from Southampton for 38 million. I bought him for way more than 38 million. So this is more like an insult. An insult really to offer me 38 million for a player who's rated 86 and is only 26 as well. So that's just an insult from Southampton here. Let me just reject this before I make any mistake on it. Another transfer offer here for Chris Smalling. We're not going to sell Chris Smalling. He can might as well just play as a right back for the team. I think I only have five defenders, if I'm not mistaken, 5 or 6 defenders. So Chris Smalling is gonna come in very handy here. Spartak Moscow trying to lower him away from Manchester United. We're not going to allow that to happen. As you can see, that's all the rejected uh, offers received here. I think everybody wants my players at this point, but I'm not going to give in anytime soon. I do have Zlatan on the transfer list, so I'm looking for somebody who wants the king to swoop him up and buy him. I don't care how much the other clubs might offer me for Zlatan. I just want a little bit of space for somebody else to come in. As you can see in this video, already got Paulo Dybala to play as a striker to replace. You only here to replace Zlatan, and of course he's gonna be replacing Romelu Lukaku. I'm gonna stick him into the second team, into the first team. I mean, just to see how he performs. He's 91 rated so far. So let's continue here. I think our transfer and our introduction to the second season will just end here. In our next episode is going to be Manchester United against Arsenal in the Community Shield. Hopefully we can buy 1 or 2 more players before the transfer window closes. We only managed to bring in Paulo Dybala so far. I was looking to sell a couple players before I can make the signing of Usam Dembele here. Really want to use this guy in my career mode at some point. So if it's not this season, definitely next season, in our last season of Manchester United career mode, he has to come in and give us a hand a little bit, because I would like to use this guy at some point. So if it's not this season, definitely next season. Let's see our first 5 matches of the season here. Of course, Arsenal in the Community Shield, and then we are gonna be playing against Villarreal in the Copa Europe. That I think that's the final. I think Villarreal won the Europa League, so that's what the competition you're gonna be playing is Europa League champions and the Champions League champions. We're gonna be playing in this competition, and then we do have Southampton in our first match day of the season, and then Liverpool, and then we have Huddersfield as well. So that's the 5 lineups that we have in the beginning of the season here. Hopefully we start the season well. Start the season with 2 trophies here. This is 2 possible trophies that we might win this season. Already made my number 1 transfer this season. My second one, I might be making it, as you can see here, Paulo Dybala to make Manchester debut, but he's gonna be playing in the first team, so he might just feature in the Copa Europe final. He might feature in the against Arsenal. Probably bring him in the second half towards the end of the game there, just to make sure he's fit for that Copa Europe. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. Once again, I think it's been like 6 or 7 times I've said I am mad at here, but I'm still here. But this one is the last time. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time.